Let the Eurovision Song Contest begin!
Vuurwerk, violen, 1 winnaar en meer dan 160 miljoen kijkers. Maar achter de schermen ook protest, politiek en disqualificatie.
Ik zou bijna zeggen, fuck de EBU, maar dat zeg ik nu ook.
Het Eurovisie Songfestival staat onder grote druk.
We're dealing with very, very difficult geopolitical issues.
Kun je een artiest die voor een land uitkomt nog loszien van de regering die daarachter zit?
We now know that Ireland, the Netherlands, Spain and Slovenia have all announced they're going to boycott next year's event.
We spreken de directeur van het Eurovisie Songfestival.
And will there be consequences if it would happen again?
Yes, absolutely.
Kan hij, nu politiek en oorlog meer dan ooit tevoren het podium opeisen, de toekomst van het festival veiligstellen?
Mr. Green, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today. Why did you want to become the leader of Eurovision amidst what may be the toughest time in its history?
Well, look, there's a couple of different answers to that. I mean, obviously, I was asked, rather than volunteers.
En dat hij werd gevraagd is geen toeval. Martin Green geldt in het Verenigd Koninkrijk als dé organisator van grote live-evenementen. Hij werkte aan de openingsceremonie van de Olympische Spelen en produceerde het Songfestival in Liverpool in 2023. Eind 2024 werd hij benoemd tot Songfestivaldirecteur. Vlak na de veel bekritiseerde editie, waarin Nederland met Joost Klein een hoofdrol speelde.
Welkom in Europa, blijf hier tot ik doodga. Europapa, Europapa.
Joost Klein maakte een dreigende beweging naar een cameravrouw en werd daarom gedisqualificeerd.
Dan krijg je wel een staartje nog, want op een gegeven moment komt natuurlijk echt naar buiten wat het allemaal heeft voorgesteld. En dan zal iedereen constateren dat het niks heeft voorgesteld.
Na het Songfestival werd de zaak gesloten.
And that this movement hit her camera. But I can't prove that he did that with the intention to cause serious fear.
Is there still consensus within the EBU that you made the right decision by disqualifying Joost Klein?
Well, I wasn't there then. I took over after that. And I think to a certain extent, we have to put that in the past and we have to lay it with the people who took those decisions, okay? My job when I took over, and you're absolutely right, it was a difficult year, was to look at what we can do there, how we can make it better for the artists particularly.
What lesson was learned from the Joost Klein case?
What I picked up from the members was that they wanted artists to make sure that they had time away from cameras. They wanted us to be more transparent in our communications and our decision making, and they wanted us to be clearer in the expectations around not only the rules and the code of conduct, but also the duty of care. What we know is that when that was all inputted last year, on those levels, we had a really great, exciting, friendly show.
And even if you say goodbye, you'll never go away. You are the rainbow in my sky, my colors in the gray.
There have been many years in Eurovision in which the biggest controversy would be the dress of one of the singers or maybe neighbor voting. But now it's about geopolitics and about protest, boycott, political interference.
Yeah, don't forget, we have had those moments too. I think any global event, and this is our 70th year, occasionally is going to collide or have to collide with the wider geopolitical world. Now, there's no doubt about it. The world is going through a particularly testy time at the moment on a number of different levels. And the challenge is to see whether we can maintain our values and maintain our belief in what our project and our show is for, and yet recognise that we are in a difficult place.
Want het Songfestival wil apolitiek zijn, maar toch. Wie terugkijkt in de 70-jarige geschiedenis, ziet dat het festival nooit helemaal vrij van politiek was. Zo wilde Oostenrijk in 1969 niet in Spanje optreden, uit protest tegen het Franco-regime. En toen het Songfestival in Jeruzalem was, deed Turkije niet mee, onder druk van Arabische landen. En ook de Balkanoorlog en het conflict tussen Armenië en Azerbeidzjan sijpelden door op het podium. Bijvoorbeeld in 2016. De Armeense zangeres zwaait hier met de vlag van Nagorno-Karabakh. Een regio die internationaal wordt erkend als onderdeel van Azerbeidzjan, maar waar Armenië en Azerbeidzjan al decennia lang conflict over hebben.
The flag of Nagorno-Karabakh is one of the most politically charged flags of Europe. Why did you choose to raise that flag in the green room today?
You don't have to forget that I'm representing my country and my heart, my thoughts, my feelings and my whole emotions. Even though 150 million people are watching, my thoughts are with my motherland. And I want to call out, to spread, is that please, I just want peace on borders.
En ook in liedjes bleven politieke gebeurtenissen niet onbesproken. Zoals hier in 1990. Toen ging het in meerdere liedjes over de val van de Berlijnse muur. En dan is er de beschuldiging dat landen het festival gebruiken om hun imago op te poetsen. In 2015, 1 jaar na de annexatie van de Krim, stuurde de Russische omroep dit liedje in, met een vredesboodschap.
Praying for peace and healing. I hope we can start again. We believe in the dream.
Rusland kreeg veel punten en stond zelfs een tijdje eerste, maar won net niet.
Give her a round of applause, everybody.
En waar de annexatie van de Krim geen reden was om Rusland uit te sluiten, was Poetins oorlog tegen Oekraïne in 2022 dat wel. Eén dag na de Russische inval in Oekraïne besluit de EBU dat Rusland niet meer mee mag doen aan het Songfestival. Omdat een Russische deelname volgens de EBU schadelijk zou zijn voor de reputatie van Eurovision. Na de terroristische aanval door Hamas op 7 oktober 2023 begint de Israëlische militaire operatie in Gaza. Met tienduizenden burgerdoden en vernietiging tot gevolg. Maar in het geval van Israël volgt geen uitsluiting. In 2024 stuurt het land zangeres Irene Golan met een liedje dat ze eerst October Rain willen noemen. Met deze tekst.
Baby, promise me that never again. I'm still wet from this October rain. October rain.
Het Songfestival keurt het liedje af vanwege de tekst. De verwijzingen naar 7 oktober worden te politiek bevonden. Israël besluit de tekst aan te passen. October Rain wordt Hurricane. Er is veel protest tegen de Israëlische deelname. Ook van deelnemers.
It's a complete overshadow of everything. It goes against everything that Eurovision is meant to be. It's definitely putting a cloud above it for everyone.
Russia got expelled from the contest immediately, and Israel hasn't been expelled. Can you explain the difference?
The Russian broadcaster are currently suspended from the EBU, and therefore they cannot take part in Eurovision, whereas Khan are a member of the EBU and can.
But why?
Right. Well, from what I can see, we're back to this consensus issue. It seems to me that during the start of the Russian-Ukraine war, there was nearly a global consensus over what actions to take, which is simply absent from this. I'm also mindful that at the General Assembly, our Ukrainian members stood up in a really moving speech and pleaded with our members not to compare these two wars. And I found that very moving, and I sort of thought at that moment, no, it is an inelegant thing to do. So the fact of the matter is that Russia is suspended from the EBU. They are not, therefore can't take part. My job is to produce Eurovision with our members who are taking part.
So if the Russian broadcaster were to come back to EBU, they would be welcome to sing at Eurovision as well?
Well, that's not my decision at all. We are a democratic, and I think perhaps people don't know enough about this. We're a democratic membership organisation. Our big decisions at the EBU are taken by our members, right? So that decision is way above my pay grade, as they say in the UK, and I will leave that to the members as and when they see fit to have that discussion.
And what do you say to fans who think about this subject, the Eurovision might have some double standards?
Well, again, I understand that. I don't think it does, but all it proves to show is we're dealing with very, very difficult geopolitical issues.
En dus doet Israël ook dit jaar mee, met dit liefdesliedje. The Israeli artist, he said, performing at Eurovision feels like entering the lion's den for him.
Well, that's sad, isn't it? And this is where, you know, there's an important conversation again going on about the actions of governments and the experience of Jewish people. Now, I would hope that when that artist comes in, although they may have had that fear, they will find that that's not the case, that it is a collegiate place where people can come together. But I think, you know, it's symptomatic at the moment that people from places may feel like that.
70,000 people killed in Gaza. Do you understand that people find it incredibly difficult to see an Israeli artist sing at a stage while so many people have been killed?
I do, of course I do, and I fully respect that point of view. But this is where I believe that we are not here to show the actions of governments, right? We can condemn actions of governments if we believe that they are incorrect. But I think there's a differentiation when we're talking about artists from places. And I think, again, people will disagree with me, right? And this is the whole point. I'm not saying anybody else is wrong. We believe Eurovision exists as a place where we can come together.
Right? But isn't your contest also a soft power tool for governments?
I don't think that's its primary aim, and I don't think that's what governments of broadcasters use this for. I think Eurovision would be overplaying its role in the world if it did that.
Onderzoeksjournalisten van de EBU onthulden dat een Israëlische overheidsinstantie campagne voerde om stemmen binnen te halen. Met medewerking van de Israëlische zangeres.
Hi everyone, bonjour à tous, hi allesamen, hallo allemaal.
Israël wint uiteindelijk de publiekstemming.
297 points!
Maar wordt tweede omdat het land minder punten krijgt van de jury.
There was a particular focus on a government agency.
That serves under the office of Benjamin Netanyahu.
That's right, which I want to be very clear about is nothing to do with Khan, the independent public broadcaster.
But their singer was in the videos.
Yes, and that was management decisions, not Khan decisions. We thought it was disproportionate too. Now, it's something you can really only look at after the fact, right? Which we did, because the membership asked us to and we wanted to. And that's why we brought in some guidance about proportionality and also some guidance about particular third parties.
And will there be consequences if it would happen again?
Yes, absolutely. We do not expect to see that kind of activity. And
you will be tough on that.
Yeah, and I think, you know, when I stood up and spoke at the General Assembly last year, I openly admitted that I think maybe over the last few years we have not been rigorous enough about the implementation of our rules.
So you say that if Israel were to have a campaign as we've seen last year, there will be consequences this year?
Yes. But I would also say of any participant, right? I understand where the focus is, but we look equally at all participants all the time.
Hey Sverige, Rostapo Michel.
Na ons interview verschijnen dit soort filmpjes online.
Hola a todos, votad por Michel, número 10.
Michel!
Weer een oproep om massaal op Israël te stemmen. En de video lijkt sterk op de campagne van vorig jaar. De Israëlische omroep krijgt een officiële waarschuwing. Want oproepen om 10 keer op Israël te stemmen passen volgens Songfestivalbaas Martin Green niet bij de regels en geest van het festival. De Israëlische omroep zegt dat de zanger de video's op eigen initiatief maakte. Betrokkenheid van de Israëlische overheid, zoals vorig jaar, is in dit geval nog niet aangetoond. Het is wel de vraag hoeveel invloed de campagne vorig jaar uiteindelijk had op het resultaat. De Israëlische zangeres had namelijk ook een aangrijpend persoonlijk verhaal. Ze overleefde de terreuraanval door Hamas op 7 oktober.
After the first shooting, I called my dad to tell him I'm alive. And I was like, Dad, there is dead people. You have to call the police. You have to tell them to get to us.
אני שולח עכשיו, ממי תהי רגועה, תשארי איתי על הקו, אל תנתקי ממני את הקו, טוב? תהי בשקט.
And then there is like a switch that happens to him. He goes like, play dead. Play dead, just play dead, just hang up the phone with me, just play dead.
יובלי, רגע, ויש שם מחבלים עדיין?
מסתובבים, אבא תשלחו ניידות.
תהי מתה, יובלי תהי מתה, תנתקי את הטלפון ממני, תהי מתה.
ביי.
You will always see what we call motivated diaspora voting. It's completely natural and it happens in every televote, public televote, on every television programme that has one. So if there is a particularly passionate global issue, you will see it. And we last saw it at the start of the Ukraine war with a huge motivated diaspora vote in favour of that.
Ukraine! Thank you for supporting Ukraine.
That's why we have juries. And that's why we're balanced out with that professional jury vote. And again, you will see that in lots of other public voting programs where they have juries to balance that thing out. And to a certain extent, it's a natural phenomenon that you can't, and maybe shouldn't do anything about.
We now know that Ireland, the Netherlands, Spain and Slovenia have all announced they're going to boycott next year's event because of Israel's participation.
Daar zijn 3 duidelijke redenen voor. Het continue en voortdurende lijden in Gaza. Tweede reden is natuurlijk het onder druk hebben van de persvrijheid. En last but not least is natuurlijk de politieke inmenging bij het laatste Songfestival van de Israëlische regering om de stemming te beïnvloeden.
I thought it was a good, intelligent debate with some very, very passionate views. Again, the terminology is important here. Governments do not participate in Eurovision. Public service broadcasters do and artists do.
Maar met dat argument heeft de directeur van Avrotros grote moeite.
Dat vind ik wel ingewikkeld, want achter ieder artiest hangt een vlag en achter iedere vlag staat een land.
Yes, there is, but I don't believe flags belong to governments. They belong to places, right? And I think this is the differentiation. Now, having said that, we have 5 members who've chosen not to be with us. We fully respect that. We want them back, of course we do. We miss them, and we'll do everything we can. But I think this is a great demonstration about how we can elegantly agree to disagree with each other.
So is it like a minor issue to you?
No, it's an enormous issue. These are 5 fantastic members who remain members of the EBU and have contributed significantly to the growth and the joy of Eurovision. We have said we will do anything in our power to find a pathway back, and we'll remain in dialogue with them in order to do that.
Is the EBU facing financial troubles because of the 5 withdrawing countries?
Not at all.
Ik hoop van harte dat er rust en vrede komt in het Midden-Oosten. En dan zou ik er dolgraag weer bij willen zijn in 27.
Obviously, I would like all 5 of them to come back. But I think, again, we're respectful. That's their choice. It's up to us to see if we can persuade them that some of their concerns have been met. And a lot of that we can only demonstrate through this show. I know those 5 are gracious enough to say that they wouldn't want the spotlight to be turned away from the 35 artists who are now gathering here in Vienna to celebrate our 70th anniversary. So I think, we need to put that focus on these great artists here and what Eurovision stands for at this time.
Ukraine! Wat gaat Martin Green doen om de 5 landen terug te krijgen op het Songfestival? Het hoofd van de Spaanse omroep en Songfestivalcommentator Cornald Maas hebben een idee. Waardoor het festival volgens hen minder kwetsbaar wordt voor actuele politiek.
Dus jij zou het liefst willen dat alle landen die betrokken zijn bij een gewapend conflict, ongeacht of zij de agressor zijn of eigenlijk het slachtoffer, moeten niet mee kunnen doen aan het Songfestival.
Eigenlijk wel, terwijl de agressor natuurlijk 1000 miljoen keer erger is dan de niet-agressor, in dit geval Oekraïne, het slachtoffer. Maar de stemming wordt per definitie politiek en daardoor vertroebel je de competitie.
Any idea that results in the exclusion or the penalization of Ukraine would not be considered. It's just not something we want to see, that Ukraine are made collateral damage for something else.
Deze week is de 70ste editie van het Songfestival in Wenen. En directeur Martin Green lijkt koste wat kost verbondenheid uit te willen stralen. Bijna als statement. Misschien tegen beter weten in. Maar met een duidelijk doel. Bruggen bouwen tussen artiesten en culturen.
I think Eurovision, like many global cultural and sporting events, exists to show the world as it could be. That we can stand side by side with each other. And we can show that those who would choose to divide us, that they are wrong. Now that's the sort of high-end value of Eurovision. There is another part of it of simply bringing joy. Show that was built to bring Europe closer together, built to show what technology and music can do, and has had extraordinary moments and produced some of the biggest acts in the world. So it's a great time to reflect, but also it's a time to look forward. We will be still here in 70 years. I won't be, but it will be.
You never know.
I think some drastic scientific thing would have to happen to do that. But, you know, this is a strong, robust and fabulous idea, this idea of bringing the world together through music. So, you know, I think we're ready for some celebration and to bring some joy and a bit of love into the world.